Uh, so in the interest of time, I think which is more important from an interview point of view, for a digital marketing, for example, if ever you get a digital marketing case, or if ever you get a case that is for a digital first brand, okay, I will say use this as a benchmark. This is a standard, a classic uh, uh, description of what a consumer journey on digital looks like. Again, there are multiple variations of it. I call this as a race framework, and I always refer it to again and again. It is always about understanding the consumer. Why is the consumer coming onto your platform, or why will even consumer look at your ad? Okay, so that's the fundamental of it. Everything starts with reach. You have to first reach this consumer on one digital platform or the other. Okay, whether it's social media, whether it's someone watching an ad on YouTube, okay, whether it's someone coming onto your website, whether it's someone browsing Amazon and then finding your brand. So reach is the fundamental. That's what people explore. So we call this like top of the funnel. Top of the funnel means awareness. Okay, how do I create awareness of my brand and my offering? Okay, then is act. Once I've shown them the ad, once the impression has been registered, how do I make them engage with that ad or that offering? What is that X factor, or what is the differentiated factor I'm giving which other ads are not throwing? Or what is that something which differentiates in that particular communication that is making them me engage with it? Okay, and once I've engaged with it, how do I convert? How do I make them sell? How do I make them sign up? What is the kind of value I'm unlocking for them to convert? And finally, once I've converted them, I've kind of made them my customer. How do I engage, and how do I retain them? Because ultimately, the golden rule of digital marketing is it is easier to reconvert a retained customer than acquire a new one. It's always expensive to acquire a new customer rather than to do a remarketing on it. So this is what we call it the bottom of the funnel. So essentially, post act, conversion and retention is bottom of the funnel. So if you ever hear the term bottom of the funnel marketing, that means we are saying it's about conversion and it's about retention. I want people to buy, I want people to come back. If I say top of the funnel, I want people to know about my brand. That's it. Right now I'm in the mood of developing top of the mind awareness, brand recall. For example, when cred came in, okay, and cred is a very different example. Because they still don't do they only still do top of the funnel marketing. They just wanted to say download cred. That's it. It's top of the funnel marketing. They just want you to know about the product. It doesn't even tell what the product is, what it will do, XYZ. Okay, but when it's a brand, like for example Lifebuoy, people know about the brand for ages, right? Why I should buy Lifebuoy now in COVID is the conversion factor. So I will do bottom of the funnel there. Okay, so very basic examples. And the thought I was mentioning was every journey here has a KPI to it, right? Unlike like when you are reaching, your KPIs are different. When you're acting, your KPIs are different. When you're converting, it's more around sales, average order values, and when you're engaging, it's more about retention, how many people are coming back, brand mention, all that stuff. So this essentially is a very good way, and both of these can help you crack sort of any case that talks about how do I take my brand on digital. Try to understand which stage is the brand in, or what is the problem statement. And I am very this is a very high level I'm talking about, but and if we had more time we could have probably walked through a case, but every case is different in that way. Okay, but yeah, this is the fundamentals of digital marketing. Like everything falls through a bucket. Okay, you cannot just directly say to a consumer who has never heard of your brand, hey, buy this, because they will never buy. You have to first warm them up with some advertisements which are sort of making them aware. You have to build a positive connotation to your brand. It's standard traditional marketing replicated on digital. And then once you've done that, you have captured their data. For example, if I click on an ad, I am giving my cookie to them. Then the person will remarket me with a different ad which says, okay, I am unlocking a 1+1 offer for you. So I'm trying to engage them with that offer. And then once I've converted them, I will remarket, okay, last time you bought this is a better offering for you. Okay, something like that. So it's the same. It's the same about understanding the consumer need. Okay, putting your company into the context of where it is, trying to unlock value and then trying to retain them. That's the whole goal of marketing on digital, and very much traditional marketing as well. uh, very quickly, I think, ending the digital marketing thing here. Like I said, marketing basics still stand. Okay, everything is what you've read in Philip Kotler stands, and starts with that. If you are not trying to solve a consumer problem, any amount of marketing you do won't sell. Okay, because I told you there's so many areas in digital marketing. You have to understand that depth versus width is a question. Okay, you cannot know everything there. You only know that whole piece once you've worked in the industry. But for you, it is important to understand digital as a channel and try to build a high level understanding of it at this point of time. And then later you can be a T-shaped marketeer like I am, where sort of trying to build the expertise overall and then trying to dig deeper into one or two areas which you think are your own. Get your hands dirty. Again, people like me would love to hire someone who has in their any day, even who have managed the Instagram page, or even, for example, when I used to interview for digital marketing interviews, and when I was in B school, I used to write a blog, right? I used to write because I used to love writing. I used to write a blog, and so how do I market my blog is a very simple question. Okay, I will do SEO on that, basic SEO on that. I will create content in a way that is trying to understand the reader's need, right? I will try to run one or two campaigns on Facebook or Google to make my blog popular. Even if that kind of basic digital marketing hands-on you've done, right? That is more than enough for me, because I know now you know how to play in a digital space. So again, if you have your mom who's interested in cooking, get her on YouTube, do basic YouTube marketing for her. If you have a friend who's an influencer, try to help understand how does she do influencer marketing. Run her Instagram channel for 2 days, you will understand what it is all about. So it's very basic. Get your hands dirty. You don't need a work experience to be a digital marketer, or at least to start with. Okay, read good books for the right people. I show you the books there. Create a personal brand. Again, use more of LinkedIn, write about it, write, follow good articles on Medium. Okay, share them on stuff. Try to create a personality. You are a digital marketer, or you understand digital and marketing is your passion. Okay, start small, grow bigger is fine, and keep learning. That's okay. And here are some of the books you can read. Again, purely for marketing or in digital marketing space. Like you'll have the slides. You can refer it later. But few people I always refer to on Twitter and on Neil Patel. I think if you've heard of digital marketing, he's the guru of digital marketing. Does so it well. Eric Su is his partner. Avinash Kaushik, he's a great guy to learn for web analytics and marketing analytics. And I seriously recommend you to read this book, which is called Hacking Growth, because this is what I was talking about with product managers now getting marketing understanding and becoming growth hackers. This is the new space. This is the new space, and growth hackers are required in Unilever. Growth hackers are required in Zomato. Growth hackers are required in Uber. They're required everywhere, because every company is chasing some number or the other. Okay, this is good. Quick one on case competitions. I know we are just about time. These are sort of all the case competitions that come in to a campus. Very familiar names. Okay, the red ones were the ones which I was able to either win or be to the finals. So essentially, the if I have to classify marketing strategy cases, and a lot of you asked what kind of marketing problems do they ask in interviews. I will say that it's you ultimately you're trying to solve a marketing problem. Okay, so it can be like, for example, it's a new market entry case. For example, it's a new brand launching in a new market. Okay, that's a brand launch case, for example. Or it's a Tata, which is a very old brand, trying to come up with a new offering into a existing space. Okay, so brand relaunch, where new brand, new market, new brand, old market, old brand, new offering. So if you have read out the hands off metrics, the 4x4, it can come into any of the spaces. Okay, and I will tell you the basic way of solving it. It can be a brand extension case, it can be a line extension case. Okay, for example, if Tata again is entering now into airlines with Air India. Okay, it's a case of them extending their a line. Okay, but if Tata comes up with Tata plus plus plus, something like that, it's kind of a brand extension. Okay, so that's the case. Brand relaunch, brand repositioning. A brand has been there for ages, not doing well now, wants to relaunch in the market. Okay, coming up with a new positioning. That's brand relaunch, brand repositioning case, which you can get. Okay, uh, there is a case where market penetration case. For example, I have Vim. For example, Vim as a brand. I have launched Vim liquids. Okay, sorry for the FMCG examples again. I come from that industry. Vim liquids. Okay, my Vim liquid is not selling in rural markets because people think they are so used to the Vim bars and all. People think it's expensive and how would they use it. I want to penetrate that market. So that's a case of market penetration. Okay, or a market expansion. Brand development. For example, if there is a new brand never been heard of in any of the markets, and I want to develop that brand. For example, Byju's now getting into kids teaching to tutor teaching space. That's a brand development exercise because ultimately they have to. But yeah, brand development is a very wide word, but in that case, it's a brand development exercise. Okay. If there is a case, there can also be case that a brand wants to. It's there in the market for some time now. It wants to capture more market share. That's also a problem you can be asked. Okay, or you can simply be asked, I have a very good brand, I have a very good product, my brand is known, I want to design a 360 marketing campaign around it. I want to design a campaign that I can run on TV, digital, all these spaces. So this essentially more comes into the integrated marketing IMC space, which you've read in the Kotler. And finally, guesstimates is never asked as a case, at least not in marketing. I've never heard of it. But yeah, you use guesstimates while you are sizing up your TG and all that stuff. So that's how it's built.